Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
So, kindly stand up and arrange your chairs. Miss Fatima, can you lead the prayer?
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit.
As it was in the beginning, now and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
You may now take your seats. So, I am Mr. Bacasnot, and I will be your daily teacher for today. Let us check your attendance. So, who are absent for today?
No, ma'am.
Very good. So now, before we will start our lesson for today, let me present to you our classroom rule. So our classroom rule stands for MARS. So everyone can you read?
Maintain 1 meter distancing. Always wear your face mask properly. Raise your right hand if you want to answer. Stop talking when you're not allowed to talk.
Yes, thank you. So that is our classroom rule. So now let us have a review for our previous lesson. So what was our topic yesterday?
Ma'am,
Yes, Nell Marie?
Our topic yesterday was all about farm tools.
Yes, farm tools. So what farm tools that you usually use in your homes? Miss Fatima?
pail, ma'am.
Yes, pail. Another? Miss CJ?
Bolo, ma'am.
Yes, very good. How about pail? What is the use of pail?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Nell Marie?
howling of water, ma'am.
Yes, we use pail for howling water when we are watering our vegetables. So now, I have here a table. So what have you seen in the table?
Letters and numbers, ma'am.
Yes, it has letters, which is A to Z, and numbers 1 to 10, and the variables X, Y, Z. So all you have to do is find the letter that coordinates the numbers and the variables X, Y, Z. So for example, 6x plus x plus 8y plus 3y. So what are the letters that coordinates these numbers and these variables? So first is we will find 6x. So here in the table we will find the 6. So the letter might be in this column, and then the variable which is x. So the letter that coordinates 6x is letter
F.
Yes, letter F. So next is X. So we have learned in our math subject that if there is only a variable, it is understood that there is a 1 on it. So it is considered 1x. So we will find 1 so in this column and in the variable which is x. So the letter that coordinates 1x is letter A. So next is 8y. So what letter that coordinates 8y?
R, ma'am.
Yes, R. Very good. So another for 3y.
N, ma'am.
Yes, M. So what word is being formed?
Farm.
Very good. So I have here another examples. So I will let you to try or to answer this. So what is the answer for number 1? Miss Fatima,
Hazard, ma'am.
is it hazard? Yes, correct. It is hazard. How about number 2?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Nell Marie.
physical, ma'am.
So is it physical? Very good, correct. So how about number 3?
Me, ma'am.
KJ?
Chemical, ma'am.
So is it chemical? Very good, correct. It is chemical. So how about number 4? So Mr. Aljimar?
answer is mechanical, ma'am.
Is it mechanical? Correct. Very good. So, how about number 5? Okay, Miss Neil Marie?
Biological, ma'am.
Is it biological? Correct. Very good. So, all your answers are correct. So, what are the words being formed?
Hazard, physical.
Miss Neil Marie, kindly stand up.
The words that are formed are hazard, physical, chemical, mechanical, and biological.
Yes, thank you. Very good. So, the first word that is being formed is the word hazard. So, what is hazard? Mark?
Hazard, it is a potential for harm or adverse effect to our health, ma'am.
Yes, very good. Correct. So, is this picture shows a hazard?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what are the hazards that are shown in the picture?
Falling objects, ma'am.
Falling objects. So, another?
Slippery.
Yes, it has slippery floor. Another?
The ladder, ma'am.
Yes, the ladder. So, those are a example of a hazard. So, anything that may cause you harm, illness, or it can cause, anything that may cause you harm, illness, diseases, or it can lead you into death is called a hazard. So how about those 4 words being formed? What are these? Yes, Miss Neil Marie?
Classes of hazards, ma'am.
Yes, so these are the classes of hazards. And that would be our topic this morning about the classes of hazards. So, but before anything else, let me present to you our objectives for today. So everyone,
It doesn't makat ba?
but before everyone kindly read.
At the end of the lesson, the students can identify the classes of hazards, value the importance of knowing the classes of hazards, apply possible preventions to the classes of hazards.
Thank you. So that is our objectives for today's lesson. So now, who can give the classes of hazard? Yes, Miss Fatima?
The classes of hazards are physical hazard, chemical hazard, biological hazard, psychosocial environment hazard, and mechanical or electrical hazard.
Very good, correct. So the classes of hazards are physical, biological hazard, chemical hazard, psychosocial environment hazard, and mechanical or electrical hazard. So what do you call this signage?
Me, ma'am,
Yes, Mr. Aljimar?
that shows a physical hazard, ma'am.
Yes, correct. It is called a physical hazards. So what are physical hazard? Anyone in the class? Yes, so kindly read. Miss
Hazard includes stairs, floors, falling objects, steps, ladders, fire, manual handling, excessive loud and prolonged noise.
So, thank you, Miss Fatima. Physical hazards are environmental factors. Source of hazards. So, including stairs, floors, falling objects, steps, ladders, fire, manual handling, excessively loud, and prolonged noise. So, for example, what physical hazard is shown in the picture?
Falling object.
Yes, it has a falling object. So, what will happen to the workers if this falling object or if this object will fall into their body?
Will cause them harm and injury.
Miss CJ, can you stand up?
It will cause them harm.
Yes, it will cause them harm and they will be injured because of the object. So, it is important to use entering into the workplace. So what PPE did the workers use?
Hard
Hat.
Yes, hard hat. So what is the use of hard hat? Yes, Mr. Aljimar.
Hard hat used for protection from their head from injury.
Yes, correct. Very good. So, hard hat is used to protect the head of the workers. So next is, what signage is this? Yes, Miss CJ?
Chemical hazard, ma'am.
Yes, correct. It is chemical hazard. So what are chemical hazards? Yes, Miss CJ?
Chemical hazards like acids and other caustic substances.
Very good. So, Miss Nelmarie, kindly read.
Chemical hazard. These are chemical substances such as acids or poisons and those that can lead fire explosion like pesticides, herbicides, and cleaning agents.
So, thank you. So, chemical hazards are chemical substances. Chemical hazards can affect both our physical and our health. So, why does chemicals affect our health? Wait. Yes, Miss Fatima.
Chemical hazards greatly affect our health because with exposure to these chemicals, as we use our senses such as touch, might endanger our health such as acquiring diseases.
Yes, very good. Can we clap your hands to Fatima? So chemical hazards can affect our health when we can inhale those chemicals. So these chemicals can affect our respiratory system that can lead us to have a diseases. Next is, why does chemical hazards affect us physically?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Nilmarie?
chemicals affects us physically by skin irritation or it can burn our skin.
Very good. So chemicals can affect us physically because when those chemicals are in contact with our body or particularly to our skin might have a skin irritations just like in the picture. So what happened to the hand?
Burned, ma'am.
Yes, the hand is being burned by the chemicals. So next, what signage is this?
Biological, ma'am.
Is it biological? Very good. That is biological hazards. So we have learned from our science subject that bio means life. Hazards has a life or a living organisms. So this includes bacteria, viruses, insects, vermins, or pests, and animals. It also possesses a threat to the health of living organisms, primarily humans that can cause acute and chronic infections by entering the body either directly or through breaks in the skin. So what biological hazards that we are now experiencing all over the world?
COVID-19.
Yes, COVID-19, a coronavirus. So how do we can prevent coronavirus? Yes, Miss Fatima?
We can prevent the spread of coronavirus by abiding the safety protocols such as wearing face masks, face shield, sanitizing our hands frequently, and maintaining social distancing from other people.
Yes, very good. So we can protect coronavirus by following the safety protocol in order for us to be safe as well as to our families. So next, what signage is this?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Nelmarie.
psychosocial environment hazard.
Yes, it is psychosocial environment hazards. Please read, kindly read Miss CJ.
Psychosocial environment hazard is any occupational hazard related to the way work is designed organize, and manage, as well as the economic and social context of work.
Yes, thank you, Miss CJ. So psychosocial environment are work-related stress or the stressors in the workplace. So it includes bullying, harassment, and violence in the workplace. So just like for example in this picture. So what does the farm experience? Or what happened to the soil?
It's dried up.
Yes, the farm is experiencing a drought. Why is it this picture is an example of a psychosocial environment hazard?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Nilmarie.
because the owner of the farm will be experiencing stress, especially if it is owned by a cooperative. He or she will be the one to explain that what happened to their farm.
Yes, very good, correct. So this is considered as an example of psychosocial environment because the owner of this will be experiencing a stress. Not only affect to the owner but also for the employees in this farm because they might lose their job. So how about these signages? What do you call by this? Yes, Miss CJ?
Mechanical and electrical hazard map.
Yes, very good. It is mechanical or electrical hazards. So these hazards includes electricity, machinery, equipment, and pressure vessels. Kindly read, Miss Nilmarie.
The hazards associated with mechanical and electrical equipment will be those arising from handling operations and installation process rather than from equipment itself.
So thank you. So what do you mean by this? So mechanical and electrical hazards will arise in the workplace in the process of installation and operating those machines. So machinery along with power supply equipments can lead into electrical hazard. So just like for example, so what happened to the picture?
There is an explosion of machines.
Yes, there is an explosion of the machine. So the one that will operate the machines will be the well-trained one to avoid injuries or emergencies in the workplace. So those are the classes of hazards. So what are those? First is
Physical hazard,
yes, physical hazards. Next is
biological hazard,
biological hazard,
psychosocial environment hazard,
psychosocial environment hazard,
Chemical hazard.
chemical hazard, and
mechanical and
electrical hazards. So now you have already identified those classes of hazards. So we will tackle now the farm emergency procedures regarding safety working environment to avoid those hazards. So first we have, kindly read, Miss CJ.
First is to identify the potential emergencies.
Thank you. So what are potential emergencies that will arise in the farm or in the workplace? Yes, injuries. Another, accidents. So those are fire, flood, typhoon, injuries, accidents, electrical shock, and chemical exposure. So next is Miss Nilmarie, can you read?
provide emergency facilities appropriate for the source of emergencies that might occur on the farm.
Yes, thank you. So what emergency facilities must the workplace have?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Fatima.
they should have the following facilities such as washing area, firefighting equipments, and first aid kit.
Yes, very good, correct. Those are washing area, firefighting equipment, and first aid kit. So why is it important to have a washing area in the workplace or in the farm? Miss Fatima.
It is important to have the washing area in a workplace or farm because With the use of these facilities, the farmers can easily clean themselves, such as cleaning off the chemicals that they are using.
Yes, very good. So, it is important to have a washing area. For example, if there are chemical spills in the workplace, so the workers can easily go there and wash their body parts that is in contact with chemicals. Next, Mr. Aljimar, can you read?
Make sure that the correct equipment is available to contain and handle any chemical or other dangerous materials, spills that might happen.
Thank you. So the farm or the workplace must have those personal protective equipment to avoid spills of the So the workplace or the farm must have those personal or protective equipment in order for the workers to protect themselves for the chemical spills. Next is Miss EJ, can you read?
To help minimize the risk of personal injury or property damage in the event of an emergency, people working and visiting the farm need to know and understand the emergency procedures and their responsibilities.
So, thank you. So, before doing your task, you must know first your responsibility to avoid personal injuries or damage of the workplace. Next, Miss Nilmarie, can you read?
Instruct everyone working on the farm on the emergency response procedures.
Yes, thank you. So, each of the worker must know the emergency procedures to avoid emergencies and to have a immediate responses if there will be emergencies emerge in the workplace. Next, we have
Everyone should know the location of fire alarms, fire extinguishers, and first aid kits, how and where to contact emergency services, and where to safely assemble in the event of an emergency.
So thank you. So it is important to know it is important to remember the locations of fire alarms, fire extinguishers, and first aid kit, and also the emergency services, which are BFP, the Bureau of Fire Protection, the police station, rescue, and the ambulance, so that to have a immediate response or immediate services if there will be emergencies happen in the workplace. So those are fire emergency procedures regarding safety working environment. So any questions? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So let us test your analysis. So first, what is hazard? Aljimar?
Hazard, it is a potential harm or adverse effect in our job.
Correct. So next is, what are the classes of hazards? Yes, Miss CJ?
The classes of hazards are chemical hazard, physical, mechanical and electrical, biological and psychosocial environment.
Correct. Very good. So next is, what are the examples of physical hazard? Again, Miss CJ?
The examples of physical hazards are like stairs, like in tools that could harm our body.
Yes, very good. Correct. So another is, what are the examples of chemical hazards?
Acids, pesticides.
Yes, correct. So the examples of chemical hazards are those chemical substances. So next is, how do biological hazard affect our health? Okay?
It can cause our health. It can cause diseases or even death.
Yes, correct. Next is, how do psychosocial hazard affect human health?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Fatima.
psychosocial hazards affect our health such as stress or bullying. For these hazards can create trauma and bad experiences that may cause our lack of sleep, eating, and rest, which may lead to depression.
Yes, very good. Next is, how does hazards affect work or farm operations?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Neil Marie.
it can cause delays or even lose the farm or the company.
Yes, correct. Thank you. So next is, what are the possible preventions on these hazards? Yes, Miss CJ.
We could make some effective controls to protect our workers in the workplace hazard. To help avoid injuries and illness and incidents, so we have to minimize or eliminate, to make sure that there is safety and provide some helpful working conditions.
Correct. So, now since that you have already understood our topic for today, so let us a group activity. So each group will list situations about the hazards that most of you usually experience or observe in your community. Then explain the importance of knowing the hazards in our daily lives. So group 1 will be here, group 2 will be there, and group 3 is on the back. So before that, let's have first our rubric for your presentation. So kindly read, Miss CJ.
All members participated and presented activity very well with an exact content is 20 points. Most of the members participated but give less explanation about the topic is 15 points. Some of the members participated but give lesser explanations about the topic is 10 points. And no collaboration and no output presented is 5 points.
So thank you. So this will be our rubrics for the presentation. So I will give you 2 minutes on doing your activity, and after that, your leaders will present your output at the front. So time's up. Are you all done?
Yes, ma'am.
So where's group 1? So
Ma'am.
group 1, can you present your output?
Hey, good morning, and these are answers. The most hazards that we experience in our community are earthquakes, fire, benches, and even ground or sidewalk surfaces and stairs. And how do we can prevent hazard in our daily activities? So we can prevent hazards in our daily life, especially at work, by following the safety protocols such as wearing hard hats, PPEs, and always observe your surroundings for possible harms. That's all. Thank you.
Very good. So clap your hands to group 1. Now let us have. Very good. Can you clap your hands to group 1? So now let's have the group 2.
Okay, these are the possible hazards. Slippery floor, hot kitchen equipment, sharp objects like knives, harassment, stress, falling branches of... So we can prevent hazards by making sure that we are in a safe place, we are wearing our personal protective equipment, and also to make sure that there is no open wiring so that you can avoid electrocution, and also be aware of your surrounding. I think that's all.
Very good. Thank you, group 2. So clap your hands for group 2. So now, how about group 3?
Once again, good morning. The hazards that we are experiencing are allergies, the viruses, bullying, stress, and handling resources like lifting and pulling, danger of slips and falls. So, and how do we prevent these hazards in our daily activity? So, like in if you have a virus, those viruses will prevent. We could prevent it like wearing.
Yes, thank you. So clap your hands to group 3. So now, kindly get 1/4 sheet of paper and answer these questions. Are you done? Are you done?
Yes,
Yes,
Kindly pass the papers at the front. So now, kindly copy your assignment. Kindly copy your assignment. That's all. Thank you. So let me leave you a quote. So always remember that your safety is your responsibility.